Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
And guys, we had a fantastic weekend at Auto Club Speedway. Awesome to see racing back in Fontana. But before we dig into all that, let's start off with our diecast of the week. Mikey G, what you got for us, bud?
All right, fellas. Mine and Nico Suave's boy, Trevor Bayne, returned to the Xfinity Series. So I wanted to throw it back to his first ever, then nationwide series victory. Texas Motor Speedway 2011. Let me flip this bad boy around.
Oh,
A raced win. The GOAT. I got mine with like that color chrome. I don't know what they call this finish. I forget already, but it's dope looking.
Mm-hmm.
dude, yeah.
Like powder coat is what it was called. Powder coat finish.
Okay. That's pretty sweet.
I remember that race. He restarted third on the final restart with 7 laps to go. Carl Edwards and Denny Hamlin were on the front row. Trevor took him 3 wide down the front stretch and smooth sailing from there. If you're gonna go get your first nationwide win, go beat 2 of the best in the series at that time, because that was when Carl Edwards was running the 60 car and was just opening cans of whoop ass on people. Denny Hamlin in 18. Oh man, that was crazy. It was still just so funny to me that he got his first Cup Series win before his first nationwide win, and he didn't know how to do burnouts in a nationwide car.
Same thing with your buddy Justin Haley.
Shut the fuck up,
Nick, let's be real too. We've watched that race back probably 36 times after a few too many adult beverages.
Every single time. It's like, what race do we want to watch? Oh, let's watch one of Trevor's wins.
Yep.
All right, Nick, do you got a diecast for us
I
this
actually
week?
do.
All
I
right.
actually do. We're going to Vegas this week, so I have one Vegas-inspired car. It's Matty D's Barstool car from, I think, what was it, 2019?
Mhm.
This is when Barstool came on board. He had a shit running in this car at Vegas. I think he finished like 25th or 27th, but still a beautiful scheme. It was still cool to see Barstool get involved for NASCAR for the few months that they did, and then they just disappeared. So
Yeah, they did that and the pizza car and that one car with Clint. Yeah.
they did a Clint's Talladega car, but yeah, this thing is still a beauty. Might scrape the name off the car here though. Off the name rail.
Put Dave on there.
Put Dave on it. Yeah, I'm putting Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Now we're
Did
talking.
you see Frank the Tank and Coach Doug's? They got arrested today for protesting. They were outside Major League Baseball.
The Major League
I
Baseball
did see that. I saw that they were protesting. I didn't know
there
they
was
got
a
arrested.
picture. There's a picture of the 3 of them. Jersey Jerry was there too. There's a picture of the 3 of them just sitting on the curb and cuss. Oh my god, it was incredible.
Oh my god.
Frank
the Tank in cuffs. That's great.
Frank the Tank's gonna single-handedly save baseball. So
someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. It's gonna be him.
Frank for commissioner. Could you imagine?
Oh,
that was actually that was one of the signs that they had was Frank for commissioner.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's great. All right, guys. So for my diecast of the week, we are going to Vegas. So I thought I'd bring out a Vegas-born driver's diecast. I got Kurt Busch's 2016 Monster car. This was actually one of the first diecasts that I purchased with my own money. So pretty cool to bring out this one. I love it. This was before Sewer House Racing switched over to the Ford bodies. So still got the Chevy on there. The 41 Classic. I miss Kurt in Stewart Haas Racing, man.
Monster cars can't be defeated, man. One of the best looking cars ever.
Absolutely. Plain and simple. I love it.
KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
That's right. All right, guys. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Like this video and make sure to follow us on all podcast platforms. And guys, also make sure to check out all of our merchandise on spreadshirt.com, all designed by our good buddy Dalton Good. All right, guys, so let's get into the show. Some top stories from this week. It was announced that Vegas will have an extended practice time for 35 minutes. You know, it's a little bit better than what they were getting before. And then they did say that it was to be announced if other tracks are going to have this, but it's still looks like for now that they're still going to have the shortened practice. So at least Vegas will be able to have a little bit more practice time with these guys. We'll be able to see what, the tire fall off at least.
Yeah, I mean, this is the right move. We're coming into a brand new race car, which we saw the shit show that was practice this last race at Auto Club. So giving these guys a little extra time to make sure those cars are dialed in, make sure they're ready to race on Sunday, I think is the right move. We're still learning a new car. It drives way different from last year's car, as we're finding out. So give these guys some time to figure it out.
Yep, absolutely. And then looks like Greg Biffle will be back running this race at Vegas with New York Racing. This is going to be the real test to see if this team actually has anything to prove. We saw them blow up at Daytona, so we'll see if the Biff's got something to prove in that 44.
Spoiler. They don't.
Probably
not.
not. Yeah,
not gonna happen.
Unfortunately for the Biff. And then over on the SRX Racing side, Tony Stewart, surprise, surprise, he signed for another full-time season to run for the SRX Championship. Matt Kenseth is going to be running 3 races for SRX, and also Haley Deegan's going to be running 2 as well. So, guys, it's going to be another superstar lineup for SRX Series this year. I'm excited. It was fantastic last year. I'm sure it's going to be even better this year.
Yeah, I mean, SRX was one of the pleasant surprises of the race season last year for me. And add to that list too, we already know Rocket Man Ryan Newman is signed to SRX this year. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a kick-ass field once again, going to a couple new tracks this year too. I'm super excited for this one. I'm really hoping sometime soon, maybe next season or so, we get a track a little closer to us and we can maybe make a trip for that, because that would be well worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Maybe them to go to IRP, or, I mean, there's a bunch of different short tracks that are around here that they could test out. So, I mean, sky's the limit right now for SRX.
Absolutely, man. They're killing it. I kind of do agree with them keeping the schedule a little short, keep fans wanting more. You don't want to overdo it too early, give them a little chance to build. They're gonna, they're the groundwork's in the right place for this to be a really another really fun season for them.
Yeah, I'm sure bit by bit, maybe next season they'll have like maybe 2 more races, and then maybe they'll have like, who knows, maybe a 12 race schedule or something.
Yeah, who knows? Something like that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, so let's get into our Fontana race review. Trucks were off this weekend, so we had Xfinity and Cup. We had AJ Allmendinger leading the field to green. And then early caution, lap 7 for Landon Castle. Tough break for him as he has an oil line blowing up and his car caught on fire. So tough luck for the Colleague rookie so far.
Not a great 2 first races for Landon Castle.
Nope. Unfortunately, Colleague's not helping him out too much. And old Trevor Bayne goes on to win stage 1. Guys, it looks like he's never stepped out of a race car.
Took him 5 laps to get it going there. All right, so here's the funny thing. So for the first stage of the race, I was calling our last hockey game of the season. So I had it on my phone. So while the game was going on, I saw him as he was going to take the lead, and I'm just standing up. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just and then the camera person and then the person who was running like the tech stuff, they were just looking at me like, what the fuck's going on? Nobody scored. And I was like, oh, more important stuff going on right here.
Nick's just real into D-to-D passes and regroups and 2-1-2-4 checks. He gets some real fucking hockey horny.
I had to keep my cool there, but that was great. Yeah, he didn't miss a beat. Literally took him 5 laps, and it looked like he was just a veteran out there doing what he did.
See what happens when you put Trevor in good equipment?
And then his pit crew goes and fucks him.
Yeah.
Well, what I thought was funny was, he talked about coming into this his little deal here. He's got to win however many races. Was it like 5 races he needs to win or something?
He needs to win 5 races, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, bull fucking shit, bud. 5 races out of what's he got, a 7-race deal?
7-race deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But you know what? He won that first. I was like, oh shit, he might actually be able to do this.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, we got a car, and then I saw he lost 10 spots on that first pit stop, and then it's Auto Club. You can't It's so hard to make up spots there, especially at the front of the field on a worn out surface like that. You got to execute your restarts. But yeah, after that, he didn't have a great stage 2. He got stuck back in traffic, but he made it exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. He put on a show all day. Then we had a caution on lap 43 for Ty Gibbs taking a spin after contact with Daniel Hemrick. Oopsies.
Well, okay, so that's you can't put that on Daniel Hemrick. I'm sorry. Ty Gibbs came up the track and tried to side draft him, and he wound up hitting him instead. And you're gonna go for a spin when you do that. His car didn't get torn up. There didn't seem to be any hard feelings there.
Yeah, he took the blame, so that's good. Yeah,
I was surprised there, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So far, so good for Ty. And then we had Cole Custer winning stage 2. Guys, he was putting on a freaking clinic in this car.
Yeah.
It looked like he ran the Xfinity Series all year again last year too. Like he never skipped a beat, just stepped right back in the car, and that was that.
Dude, that's what Riley Herbst should be doing in Stewart-Haas equipment. Because you can say he was driving for that Starlight team, but you damn well know that Stewart-Haas Racing put that entire car together and they just slapped the Starlight number on there. So yeah,
but regardless,
that is what Riley Herbst should be doing in this equipment. Is going
where did he finish? Where did Riley Herbst finish? Like probably some dog shit's position.
You need to go out there and haul ass every single week, and we have not seen that.
No.
Well, and this is exactly Brett Griffin touched on this exact same thing on Dale Jr. or Door Bumper Clear. I'm sorry. He even said too, it's like if you're Riley Herbst and Cole Custer comes out in that same car, just like you said, Nick, prepared by SHR, like that's an SHR car with just a little different sticker package on it. And Cole Custer comes out there and dominates, and you do what you do. It's like, what do I got to do to get better? And you know what? That's a damn good question.
Yeah,
that's a great question. I mean, he had a full season under his belt with Stewart-Haas Racing, didn't do anything. And now here we go. This has got to be it for him this year. I'm saying this is, you either perform. I know the monster money is important to that organization, but somewhere you just got to draw the line.
He'll be moving up to Cup.
And don't say that.
No, just wait, dude. He's got the money. He is gonna be running Cup maybe 2-3 years or whatever.
Shut up.
Either him and Haley Deegan are going to take over that.
That is when I stopped watching NASCAR. Is the day Riley Herbst gets a Cup deal at Stewart-Haas
Racing. He would legit need like Austin Cindric-esque improvement to have to be considered for a Cup ride. It would be like shit we seen way back in the 90s, where like Buckshot Jones would come in and be wrecking people on pit road. That's what it would be like.
Riley is our Buckshot.
Just watch. All it's gonna take, Riley Herbst is gonna somehow sneak a win out, and he's just gonna go on an Austin Cindric run. He's gonna win 2 titles in the series. He's going up the Cup. He's gonna win the Daytona 500, and then he's gonna sit
Nick, I hate
that
you.
hurts my brain to think about, man.
No, but for real, there's got to be somewhere you draw the line and you say, I don't need this kid's fucking money. This guy sucks. We need somebody else here.
I mean, I feel like at some point, like Monster just has to be like, all right, we cannot keep supporting this kid? Like even all those other sponsors like GoDaddy, Nature's Baker, they stopped supporting Danica. Like they stopped supporting her at one point, and that's why Tony kicked her out of the ride. So
well, and not just that too, the sport's getting younger at every level of the sport. I know Riley Herbst is far from an old guy by any stretch. He's probably 5-6 years younger than me, but my point is there's got to be other guys coming up with money too. And if you know what, if you're not performing, they're gonna find somebody who will. And this day and age, there's gonna be people out there that are performing in lower series with big old bags of cash just like him. I don't think he's a diamond in the rough. I think there'll be more people just coming right behind him.
Oh, yeah.
All this kid has to his credit is 2 shitty ARCA wins and Joe Gibbs Racing equipment. And that's still embarrassing. You think about it. Look at what Ty Gibbs does in Joe Gibbs Racing equipment in the ARCA series. How many freaking wins did Ty Gibbs win in the in his ARCA career? And freaking Riley Herbst has 2 of those to its credit.
Dude, Herbst can't even do anything in one of the best KBM trucks. I don't know, man. This guy is just dog shit. I'm just sick of Riley Herbst at this point, man. Just a waste of a good ride. I mean, how can you go from 9 wins in the 98 car to 0 and probably the most DNFs in one season? It's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
That tells you all you need to know right there. I love how this has turned into a Riley Herbst roast session. It was much needed.
Very needed. I feel like we all needed to let off a little bit of steam.
You know what? Call it like we see it, baby.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, guys. And then moving on, and then after contact with Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones takes a spin in turn 2. Daniel Hemrick.
That one was his fault. That one was totally his fault. He got loose up under. He got loose up under the 19 there, and that was just a big old oops. He's like, you're not my teammate anymore.
Yeah, right.
But you know what I like though? This goes back to the Daytona shit too. Is this man is taking no prisoners this year? Oh, you think you're gonna lean on me and make me lift?
Nope. I am loving this side of Daniel Hemrick that I've seen.
Phoenix has changed this man, and I love it.
Changes, man. I cannot wait to get back to that track after Vegas next week. I'm looking forward to that.
Gonna be wild. And then the bad luck continues for Brandon Jones as he brings out the red flag after slamming into the sand barrels.
What the fuck?
That was scary.
That was like he hit those sand barrels hard. But
I'm glad he's okay. But if there's one driver in the field who's gonna go and do that who's not named Riley Herbst, it's Brandon Jones.
Well, I mean, those two are Beavis and Butt. Those two are Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead. Oh my god.
I mean,
if one of them's not wrecking the other, most definitely is. That is a proven fact right there.
Yeah. Again, and Ryan Vargas, at least the Three Stooges.
At least B. Jones whips out a win every once in a while. I mean, you
gotta
gotta say he's at least been a little more competitive than the other part of that triumvirate there of greatness.
He's so lucky he's got Menards sponsoring him, man. Otherwise, he's done. He's toast.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I don't know. I'm a little higher on Brandon Jones than you guys are, but you know what? We can all agree on the Riley Herbst train.
He blocked me for absolutely no reason, so he can just go fuck himself in my book.
Probably listen to this show and heard all the shit you guys
I mean,
talk
it's
about
the only way. I've looked through all my tweets and I've never seen me any bashing Brandon Jones prior to the blocking. I looked through all my replies and everything. I'm like, the only way he was able to find out is if you watch a show. Be like, cool, maybe he's just watching the show.
Not anymore.
He watched the one episode. Like,
not anymore.
Motherfuckers.
I hope. Yeah. Oh man.
All right, moving on, and then with 2 to go, Cole Custer, he was able to hold off Noah Gragson and Trevor Bayne to get the win at Fontana. Guys, absolutely so close for our boys, Nick. God damn.
I was so close. Trevor, he made the decision on the last restart. He did not want to restart on the bottom because he said that there was fluid down there. So I'll give him that. But man, what a day for this guy. He has not raced an Xfinity race since 2016 at Watkins Glen. Totally different car, totally different dog shit equipment that he was running back then. And he pulled out and then now here we are years later, and he straps in for the first time, and he just acts like it's another day in the office. He killed it. He did everything right. That is an awesome first race for his new sponsor, Devotion Nutrition. So happy that they decided to come on board. That car was beautiful around the racetrack. And after that performance, this guy's going to win a race. He absolutely is.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, he ran 3rd place at one of the toughest tracks, one of the toughest surfaces, and just whooped some ass. He won the first stage, so hell yeah, dude. He's got a win coming. I'd say 2 or 3 possibly this year, man.
And wait till we get to a track that he's actually really good at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, what are the he's at Phoenix next, but
well, I think again he picked a lot of tracks where it shows the driver input more than the machine too. That's why I think he picked Phoenix. That's one of the reasons I think Nashville was one of those. We saw what happened with the Cup series there last year. Like, you got to drive these things on that track. Off throttle time's huge. Handling that car and just being finesse in the race car was big. Not only are those tracks I think Trevor can excel at, but man, that's one of those really show your skill set off to future employers.
I'm just saying, if that pit crew was on their game, I think this is a different story because Trevor, he even said it in his post-race interview. He said they weren't able to make adjustments on their car because the adjustments that they wanted to get out front again because they're so far back. That his pit crew cost them at least 15, 16 spots on the racetrack throughout the day. They just, until the last pit stop that they had, they actually gained on it and they actually killed that stop. And that's why he was able to get back up to the front. But had they have nailed that first pit stop and Trevor came out the leader to start stage 2, they would have been able to keep making adjustments on their car out in front. And this could have been a whole different story. But I will take a P3 finish for my boy who has not raced Xfinity in 6 years.
Yeah, I was about to say 6 years. Goddamn, well done, youngin.
Yep. If that's knocking the rust off, oh shit, boys, this could be fun.
This is gonna be fun. I cannot wait for Phoenix. I cannot wait for Phoenix next week.
Gonna be a good year of Xfinity racing, boys. All right, let's move over to the Cup side of things. For Auto Club, we had Austin Cindric winning the pole. Just still fast from the Daytona 500, showing speeds and qualifying.
Man, who would have thought that? Wins the Daytona 500, goes back comes to the racetrack the next week, and sits on the pole. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I do that on Xbox like every season.
Oh shit.
I say no, just absolutely, really impressive stuff from this kid. I obviously stepped into a really high end ride in the 2 for Penske Racing, but he's driving like a vet early. So Austin Cindric could be legit, guys. Could be really legit here.
He really could.
I already think he's a threat. Like, he's already in the playoffs. So, I mean, who knows how far he could go.
Yeah, pump the brakes a little bit on that. Yeah,
we'll see.
we got a lot. We got 34 races to go here.
Yeah. If we apply that logic, then Michael McDowell is a championship favorite.
I'm not saying he's a championship favorite. I'm just saying he could go far. I'm saying maybe round of 8.
Well, I'll just say this. I think it's a very, very good start to what looks like it may be a very good Cup career. Mm-hmm. What he does this year, we'll see. Early in the season, time will tell. The smart guys are going to keep getting smarter, making their cars better, and we'll see if the rest of the pack kind of starts to get better too, or what. But if this is the starting point, kid's got a bright future.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Guys, then we had early trouble for Kyle Busch, bring out the GFD for Dalton Good. Kyle Busch spun with a flat on lap 15. That really sucks for Kyle. And then we had trouble for Chase Elliott as well with a flat tire after he made contact with the wall. Tyler Reddick looking really fast in this race, guys, went on to win stage 1. Again, more trouble for Kyle Busch, going to the wall, getting a flat tire again, and then Reddick goes on to win stage 2. Guys, Reddick, RCR really showed up this past weekend. This
racetrack is a Tyler Reddick racetrack. Mm-hmm. He rips the top, and he dominates tracks like that. Homestead, this track. Pretty much any track you can rip the top, Tyler Reddick is going to be a fierce competitor and a big contender to win this race.
Yep.
Absolutely. But something we need to not leave unspoken about is what is up with these tires already coming apart left and right. And then, I understand it's pretty hard to get up under these cars and tow them back, but dudes are losing multiple laps for like innocent spins and getting DNFs on that going to the garage. Something's weird here. Like, I've never seen that before. Not like guys plowing the wall and, the whole front clip's ripped off or something, but like, hey, tire went down, lazy spinner, 6 laps down. Like, what is going on here?
That's just trial and error. Just trial and error with these new tires, new cars. They're just trying to figure everything out, and they're figuring out they're figuring out real quick.
They got a lot of time to fix this, and I think they're gonna get to something to where they'll be able to fix this. But could you imagine an elimination race in the playoffs, and you just spin and you just blow a tire, but there's no damage to your car. You think you can rebound? Oh no, you're 6 laps down. Your playoffs are done.
It's going to be like the 2019 truck playoffs all over again with the engines blowing.
Oh no! I don't,
God, remember that?
Yep, that was right when they went to those Illmores, and my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have to figure something out. From things I've read, it sounds like the big issue is that because these cars are so low with the body, there's not really a good way to tow it. So that's the issue. But I mean, there's things that they could do. Not saying I'm trying to get rid of the jack, man, by any stretch. But if you watch any IMSA pit stops, they have the jacks built into the bottom of the car. Maybe they have like emergency sets built in for just this purpose here, where, he pops up and, allows them to, kind of jack up under the car or something like that to built in to prop it up. Or, there's a million and one really, really smart people out there that work for NASCAR. They've got to be able to fabricate or invent something where they can kind of get up under the car to lift it and tow it a little better and make it a little more feasible. Because lazy spinners, DNFing and going, 5, 6, 7 laps on, that's ridiculous. What's going to happen when we go to Martinsville and stuff when something like that happens and they're down like 40 laps because they blew a tire?
Right. And speaking of the devil, Tyler Reddick, he gets a flat tire, hits the wall. And then William Byron, he gets loose and just slams right into around.
What an idiot.
That was the weirdest fucking wreck I've ever seen. That was a really dumb move on William Byron there. Just damn, that sucks.
I hate that for Tyler Reddick.
Yeah.
Tyler Reddick was dominating this race. He was going to be in the catbird seat to win this thing.
Yep.
And man, that just really sucks. But it really goes to show the speed that RCR has brought to the racetrack here. And with the parity of these cars, Tyler Reddick could be a front runner coming up. You just don't know what these cars. Look at all the teams we saw up front in this race. So it is a really good start to the season for RCR, despite the poor finish for Tyler Reddick there. He was dominant.
Yeah, but you know what, Nick? Like you said, the maybe the results weren't there, but you're seeing what you want to see. I mean, they're gonna, if they can get some finishes, I mean, he would be looking really pretty to start this season. So the process is there. RCR is starting to look good. So they've got a lot to be happy about going forward out of 2 races.
Yeah, absolutely. And then a big wreck for Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, Harrison Burton. Tough start of the season for Harrison Burton, you guys. Big wreck at Daytona when he flipped and then ended his race early here at Fontana. So tough start to the season for the rookie. Complete opposite of what Austin Cindric's doing right now.
that was supposed to be Austin Cindric's car too.
Yeah.
If Keselowski didn't leave.
Now he's smiling about that.
Yeah, that wreck sucked. God damn it, Bubba. Just fighting the car all day, couldn't get it where he wanted to go, and took out the 6, which, you know what, after Daytona, I don't really feel that bad for you, bud. But at the same time, then you got old Harry B coming through, just nowhere to go, and 2 for 2, kid.
That sucks. All right, then we had 22 to go. We had Larson and Joey Logano battling for the lead here.
Ding ding, here we go. I'll let you two have at it.
They were battling hard side by side, and here comes Chase Elliott going 3 wide on the outside. I guess Larson's spotter had no idea that he was there, and Larson moved up, gave Chase some damage, and then there goes Chase. Bye-bye, no more battling for the lead, buddy. But so, yeah, I do understand why Chase would be mad, but if you're trying to, mess with him as he's going by, you're already a few laps down. Like, what are you doing? You're doing what you did at Bristol. You're not making a good look for yourself, man.
All he did was get in front of him and let him know he was mad. He didn't hit him. He didn't slow him up. Kyle Larson went right around it. What are we talking about? So, and hold on, here's my problem. Kyle Larson, known dirt racer, where they don't have spotters, 3 races in a row going back to the Clash, has now inadvertently or on purpose thrown his spotter under the bus.
I agree with you there.
You want to talk about Daniel Hemrick not giving a shit? Holy crap! Kyle Larson, first 3 races of the season, he's like, I'm the champion. Fuck all you guys.
Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Daniel Hemrick, they're all public enemy number 1 right now.
Well, And so I was reading something that Larson said. I don't know if it was his post-race interview or where it was from, but he was basically saying he looked out like the A post out to his left to kind of see where Logano was. He was trying to come down and kind of slow him down a little bit. And that's right when Chase made his move. And by the time he started moving back up, he got there. But buddy, he was a whole wheel on your outside there. So that's cool and all. If that's what happened, then that's take it like a champ, throwing your spotter under the bus again is not really the best look. If I was his spotter, I think it's Tyler Mott, I'd be like, listen, fucker, you got like one more of these before you got to go find another spotter, because this is getting to be ridiculous. I'm not going to take the blame for you every time. Because he blamed him after the Reddick thing and at the Clash, the Daytona deal, and now this one. That's just a bad look. So
who
intentional
knows? I mean,
or not,
his spotter did take the blame too.
Yeah.
So,
which again, to me, is a bad look. Why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe Larson just needs a new spotter.
I just think he needs to stop throwing a spotter under the bus. Just because there's a miscommunication, keep it in house, man. Come on.
Right. Yeah. No
That's
need.
to me, that's a bad look.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. No need to publicly throw your spotter under the bus, but
Yeah.
I also look at the same time with Chase Elliott's history of just throwing bitch fits after he gets messed with. So I don't know.
He responded to that in quite the way by intentionally spinning out. And the caution.
I understand you're mad. Yeah, that too. Yeah, we got a little spin gate on our hands too. So I don't know. Chase Elliott, he just turns into a little crybaby after he gets put into the wall, man. I'm losing respect for him.
So hold on. All right, we're gonna back this up. Your teammate, intentional or not, wrecks you going for the lead. Are we supposed to? Oh golly gee, man, this stinks. It didn't work out. Darn it. No, you're gonna be pissed off. That's the fact of the matter. If you're not mad when you battle back from multiple laps down to potentially passing for the lead and somebody wrecks you, then you're not a race car winner. I tell you that much right now. Anybody be like, oh well, it's racing. Yeah, you're gonna finish 30th the rest of your career. Congrats, pal. You're not going to be in the 9 for Hendrick Motorsports, and if you are, it won't be for long. So, yeah, that you should be mad. Anybody would. So, that being said, again, pulling in front of his teammate, letting it still never touched him. Just let him know he was mad because it was a bullshit move, which it was.
I just say there's a better way of going at it.
A lot of race car drivers do the same thing. Yeah. So, wouldn't be the first time we've seen it.
Just still not over that bullshit he did at Bristol, but that's okay.
Yeah, we knew that's the root. It all goes back goes back to Kevin Harvick trying to make himself.
He's got the history. He's got the history.
Let's not get back into that one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's got the history. That's all I gotta say.
Well, or your driver wanted to make it seem like he's got the history to make himself feel relevant in his shit season last year. One of the two. One of the two.
Fired. Here we go. Oh fuck!
All right, let's move on. So yeah, basically 9 spun himself. NASCAR's not going to look into it because he's a golden boy. Yada yada yada.
Or because the SMT data already shown that it wasn't a self spin. But okay, we can move on.
Yeah,
they're on his side too. That's why. Then Kyle Larson able to hold off Suarez, Austin Dillon to win at Auto Club. Guys, Daniel Suarez was so goddamn close to getting his first win.
He should not have taken the bottom and going down into 3 and 4 there. If he ripped the top, he would have been in the catbird seat to win because he took the bottom. Larson got the run. It was game over. I am so tired of Kyle Larson winning races. I'm so tired of it. But hey, he's a champ for a reason, I guess. He's picking up right where he left off. But man, I was rooting for Daniel Suarez there.
Oh yeah.
He was so close.
Well, listen, we're going back to what we were talking about with the spotter stuff. There's Larson's 3 for 3 already this year. At some point, somebody's going to get him back. You know, whether you want to blame somebody, whatever the situation is. I mean, intent be damned. At some point, you keep moving people, nudging people, wrecking people. Somebody's going to get you back. It is what it is going to happen. So, yeah, that's the thing about this race that, phenomenal race from top to bottom. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. That's the only thing I left a kind of a sour taste in my mouth is then this fucking guy goes out and wins again.
Mhm.
Spoiled another good one there.
So,
Oh, yeah.
but
There's no way in hell you turn this track into a short track after what we just saw here.
No.
There's just no way. There's just no way. And then, there's people who are saying, well, the surface is 25 years old. They're going to need to repave it, and then it's going to become Michigan in the 2010s again. I'd rather suffer through maybe 4 bad races here before they can get that surface in than turning this into a short track, because this is just such a great racetrack. It really is.
And also, too, you don't know that that's what it's going to turn into. The technology's come a long way since they paved Michigan. There's, we're not using fucking PJ1 anymore. They're using whole different compounds when it comes to paving these racetracks. Just because they messed up Michigan, which they know they did, doesn't mean they're going to repeat the same mistake. This track from top to bottom produces great racing year in and year out. Multiple groups. That's all you can ask for from a racetrack, is that multiple groups are competitive and that it puts out a good show. And this track checks all those boxes. Oh, and one little else thing to add. Anybody take a look at the stands? They look pretty damn cool.
It was packed. I was not expecting that for Fontana.
That was the most packed Auto Club race I've seen in years.
Yeah. So 2 times now we've been in the California market, and they've been slam packed to the gills with race fans. So you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep doing it, man. It's been awesome.
Yep. And I was going to say, with them like repaving the track or even making new tracks, they use iRacing now. They use simulations of what this track could be. They'll make a track on iRacing, and then they'll test it out and then see like, okay, it races like this. So then they'll know, like, it's not going to be shit like what they turned Texas or Michigan into.
And here's my other thought too. We know the property there that they have is massive. I remember they were talking about the short track stuff, bringing in all these other things around, kind of like what Kansas did with having all the different amenities and stuff around the racetrack. So why can't you do both? Is there some reason you can't also build like a half-mile track or something like that also on the property? I mean, look at Chicagoland's little complex there. You got the dirt oval, you got the drag strip, you got the speedway, RIP Chicago. But again, this is one property where they have 3 different racing tracks available for use. Really, you're going to tell me they can't do both there? Come on.
Yeah, no, they totally can. It's a huge facility, but I don't know if they would do it so close together. I really do think they want to expand to more markets. So
just don't do this. Don't make this a short track.
No, I feel like they have so many other tracks that they could just tear down and turn into a short track. I mean, Michigan Speedway is cool, but I feel like that would be cool. Tear it down, turn Michigan into a short track. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do that. I think it's just gonna be another one of those with Michigan. They kind of gotta figure out what's going on with the surface there. But yeah, hey, at the same time, I'm all for more short tracks. So
yep, absolutely. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick short break.
Before we end this, I gotta give a shout out to my boy, Mr. DH, Daniel Hemmer. Dude was 7 laps down in this Auto Club race, and he rallied all the way back and finished 9th. First top 10 with Colic. So that's just a kick-ass day right there. 7 laps down. It's very easy to just be so pissed off, so frustrated, but he just kept battling all day. Got some cautions where he needed it, took some very valuable wave rounds, and then with the crazy restarts at Auto Club, he was able to drive himself up from once he got back on the lead lap, he was 23rd. So from 23rd to 9th, and within those last couple laps. Yeah, that's kick-ass day right there, Mr. DH.
Yeah, I think this tied for the most cautions for an Auto Club race. And I think the longest green flag run was only like 19 laps or something. So it was just a caution-filled race. So Daniel Hemmer can really just thank all the tires falling off for Sunday.
Hey, man, you come back from 7 laps down to finish in the top
phenomenal.
10. Hell of a day right there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal day for him and Colic, except for Justin Haley at the end.
Got wrecked on the last lap. Beautiful things. You love to see it.
Shit.
It's all right. They'll be going back to Daytona soon, Nick. Don't worry.
All right, guys, we'll take a quick short break. When we come back, we'll be doing some Kinzel's Classroom. right, everybody, welcome back to the Stock Car Spectacle. We are digging into Kinzel's classroom. Professor, take it away.
Saddle up, boys. Class is back in session. Welcome back to our very first Kinzel's Classroom of the season here on the Stock Car Spectacle. It is one of my favorite segments to do. Pretty much our jobs here is we're going to find out who gets the passing grade, and we're going to find out who's seeing me after class. And the list from last year, we might have some returning candidates here just in the first week alone. So let's dig on in. So we talk about this next gen car and the parity it creates. 19 drivers in the first two races of the season this year have secured top 10 finishes. And then you just saw that Auto Club. Look at how many organizations were represented in the top 10. So for our first little part here, I'll ask you guys, who stood out this past weekend that deserves that passing grade?
I'll go first. I really think Richard Childress as a whole, they looked amazing this weekend. Tyler Reddick, he won the first two stages, unfortunately cut a tire, ended his day with William Byron slamming into him. But Austin Dillon in that 3-car, he just looked good, ended up finishing second, almost won that race with Kyle Larson and Daniel Suarez. So yeah, I think Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick stand out. They were the best of the best on Sunday.
Both of those guys are on my list. That whole organization definitely deserves an A for their performance at the racetrack. Mike, who stood out to you this past weekend?
So somebody who stood out to me, Ian, you already mentioned his name. I'm going to go with the 9s of Daniel Suarez and Trackhouse Racing. This dude has been fast both races so far this year and looked fast again at Auto Club this past weekend. Battling for the win, really did a nice job. Trackhouse Racing is looking to be legit. They're building off of last year. They went out and bought Chip Ganassi Racing. They're a legit self-run race car team this year, NASCAR team. And you know what? If this is another one, like we kind of talked about on our review show when it comes to Austin Cindric, if this is preview of things to come for Trackhouse Racing, man, I like what I'm seeing so far.
Absolutely. Yeah, Daniel Suarez bringing home that P4 finish. He was 3 laps away. Just couldn't hold off Kyle Larson. But yeah, good things to come for that organization, I think, this year. And again, that just goes back to the parity that this car creates, and it just gets you wondering, like, is this what's in store for us this year? Are we going to see some new guys up towards the front of the field? And I think that would be so refreshing. With at the end of the Gen 6 days, you kind of knew who was going to be good here once we got to the racetrack. But yeah, this is only the second race of the season, but look at how many new organizations, different organizations were represented in that top 10 that we don't usually see. So if this is a sign for what's to come, we're in for a hell of a season.
It's going to be a toss-up every Sunday, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge success there for NASCAR. Like this could create a huge wild battle for the 16 playoff spots. If you got 20 to 22 cars that can show up to the racetrack and have a shot to run well, they don't have to win races. If some of these teams can just show up and run top 10 every week, there you go. You got yourself a playoff spot. So that just think going to make it fun. Some other guys that I was going to mention for the passing grade, I think you got to give one to the 43 car, Eric Jones, that Richard Petty Motorsports team Petty GMS team, my mistake. They showed up to the racetrack with just tons of speed. Eric qualified on the front row, P2. He wound up finishing third, but he also led a lot of laps in this race. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first lap sled for the 43 since Bubba Wallace at Bristol in the spring a few years back. Remember, he took the lead for about 15 to 20 laps, but I don't remember if the 43 has led since.
I want to say Bubba had a couple laps led in the 43 at some super speedways since then.
Oh, yeah.
I think he led some in 2020, like a dig, I want to say.
I want to say so.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a track like this, for Petty GMS, what a run for
absolutely.
Eric Jones in that 43. Again, the parity, man. He could have a year. Who knows?
I mean, we know that GMS is already like, a good truck team and everything. So who knows what they brought to the table to Petty. So this could be a huge improvement for them.
Just one win for that organization, for that 43 car. That would just go miles for that team.
Mhm.
Before we get on to the failing grade, some other mentionables that I had, I talked about it in our review show. But I think that Daniel Hemrick in the 16 is well worthy of a passing grade, overcame adversity all day long. He had a broken shifter that put him the 7 laps down. He just kept battling all day long, rebounded to finish 9th, first top 10 for the colleague. For that call, number 16 car of the season, and first top 10 for Daniel Hemrick in the Cup Series since 2019, back when he was driving for RCR. Great ride for the 16.
Mhm.
And then I also got to give it to another guy who was many laps down and overcame some adversity. Kyle Busch, he wound up finishing 14th in this race, but let's be real. This guy spun out 2 times in this race, and he was 5 to 6 laps down as well, just like Daniel was, and he rebounded to 14th. So the 16 to the 18. Yeah, they were probably really frustrated inside their race cars, but they came back for salvageable days.
I'd say another honorable mention would be for Kurt Busch. He had to start the race off with a pass through, and
first
he
top 10 with 2311 Racing.
He ended up passing, I think, 132 cars, 132 passes throughout the whole race. He ended up finishing 8th. A phenomenal day for Kurt, just going back and forth so many times. Even Kevin Harvick, man, he looked like dog shit all day.
He was 27th.
He was running top 30 all day, and then by the end of it, he was running top 10. I was like, oh shit, we can actually get something here. So yeah, those two overcame a lot of bullshit throughout the race to get a top 10. So those are my honorable mentions.
Absolutely. And then the last one I had, Ricky Stenhouse in the 47 car that showed speed at Daytona last week before getting wrecked. Came home with his first top 10 finish of the season, and he also showed speed all day. All right, guys, this is my favorite part of this segment. Who is coming to see the professor after class? Who's getting the first failing grades of the year? All right, we'll start off with Mike. Who is a candidate to get the first failing grade of the season?
All right, I'm giving my first big old fat F to Jonathan Hassler and the number 12 team pit crew. Ryan Blaney didn't have a single stop all day where he didn't lose 5+ positions in a car that was a top 3 race car. He should have won the freaking race. He was so fast. Or at least should have been up there battling for it. He showed it at times. He was just as fast as the leaders, but you pit from like 3rd and you come out 14th. That's really not going to help you very often. So, after the race, Jonathan Hassler took it on the chin on the radio and said, "Hey, it's my fault, with the adjustments, this and that. That's what really killed our pit times, this, that, whatever." But either way, I know, they're still working the kinks out and stuff, but you can't throw races like that away where you got chances to win. That's just tough, man.
Shades of Todd Gordon in that 12 car throwing races away.
Don't bring that up to Mikey.
No, but listen, they redeemed themselves last year. So me and old Toddy G are good. So
all right, Ian.
For my first failing grade of the year, I gotta give it to old Willie B. I mean, he was looking all right during the race, and then Reddick goes in the wall, and then William Byron just slams right into him, ruins his race. I mean, you were doing well until you made that dumbass move, buddy. So I think it's going to be another mediocre year for William Byron. So we'll see. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, I had William Byron high on my list too. Yeah, 34th place finish. Screwed Reddick big time because I think Reddick was going to be able to limp that thing to pit road without having to get on the tow truck there. So, man, disappointment. I also, for me, on my list, I have his Hendrick Motorsports teammate. I have Alex Bowman on this list too. Alex Bowman, a 25th place finish at this racetrack. And he went to Victory Lane here the last time we were here. So I am sure he's disappointed. I know I was happy because I don't like Alex Bowman, but so I would definitely put him up for a candidate for a failing grade. He was lacking speed all day long. And then I got to do it to my own boy. I'm giving Denny Hamlin a lackluster grade too. Denny Hamlin, a 15th place finish, just had no speed all day long. The first 3 races they suck for Denny Hamlin. He was not good in the clash before having that mechanical issue. He got wrecked at Daytona early, and then a 15th place run at a track where I thought he was going to run good at. It's a solid finish, but that's not what I was looking for out of Hamlin.
All downhill since Martinsville, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Old hat.
well, I was gonna give an honorable mention failing grade to Toyota as a whole, because I mean, Kurt Busch did what he did to sneak into the top 10, but he was the only Toyota in the top 10, correct?
Yep.
And then everybody else, Truex ran bad.
Truex was
Bubba
13th. Bubba had his problems. Denny was 15th. Christopher Bell finished dead last with the engine problem. So yeah.
Yeah, and you could even attribute some of those finishes were aided by cautions and stuff like that, because had it not been the race that it was, a couple of those Toyota drivers would have finished even further down the list. So not a great start to the first, we'll just say, non-restrictor plate race of the year, if you will. And Toyota did not look great.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you know what I say? Bring Chase Elliott to detention for that spin gate. That's bullshit.
I was gonna put him on my list, but I'll give him benefit of the doubt this week.
He needs detention.
But who really needs?
He can sit right next to all the crying 2020 Harvick fans.
2020 was
Oh, I'm sorry,
great,
2021. I'm sorry,
I was gonna say 2020 was great, man.
I'm stuck in 2021, man. I forget it's 2022 already. All right.
Who really needs to come see me is who really gets the failing grade this week is whoever thought it was a good idea for these goddamn Goodyear tires. They are getting my failing grade this week. They are big old fat stinking at these Goodyear tires. Simple flat tires leading to several DNFs in this race, or leading to drivers going several laps down. NASCAR's got to fix this bullshit faster. You're gonna piss a lot of people off. So whoever designed that Goodyear tire, come down and see me. It's not gonna be fun.
Yeah. They got a big old F for flat.
Yeah, F for flat. There we go. Yeah, but that was the biggest stinker of the weekend right there. Minus Kyle Larson winning the race. I should just give him an F just for winning the race. I'm so tired of this shit at that point. But I'm giving it to Goodyear this year. They're the first failing grade, and they will come see me after class. And along with William Byron, and I will throw Jonathan Hassler in the 12 team. They can come see me too. We will have some words of wisdom for them that they don't want to come see me again. So if you boys got nothing else to say, class dismissed.
All right, everybody, we'll take another quick break. When we come back, we will be discussing our Vegas preview, so stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back to the Stock Car Spectacle. And to end our show here, we have our Las Vegas preview. All three series are running this weekend with Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. So we'll start off with the Truck Series race. It is the Victoria's Voice Foundation 201-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 are 30 laps each, and the final stage is 74 for a total of 134 laps. Last year's winners, we had John Hunter Nemechek in the spring and Christian Eckes winning in the fall. Some notables in this race: Ryan Preece will be in the 17 for DGR, and Kyle Busch is back in the 51 for KBM. So there's your winner right there, ladies and gentlemen. So, guys, who's your pick to win this race? Kyle Busch or the field at this point?
It's Kyle Busch. It's absolutely Kyle Busch. Barring a mistake from the 51, you can't beat this guy at a racetrack like this. He's had success here. He just has success everywhere that he goes. You can literally, you can let the field take the green flag. You can start Kyle Busch half a lap back, and he's going to be inside the top 10 within 25 laps of that race. That's just that's just what happens when Kyle Busch steps into a truck. So yeah, I'm taking Kyle Busch.
Can't really argue that logic, but I'm going to go with another Toyota driver. I'm going to go with our defending Truck Series champion, my boy, Benjamin Rhodes. Ben's had pretty good success here. He's got a win at Las Vegas in his career, his first truck win, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
Got 4 top 5s, 7 top 10s in the last 10 races here. He's been fast. He's really starting the year with some momentum. Had a pretty nice day at Daytona to start the year. So Benjamin is defending his championship strongly to start the year so far. Let's see if he can keep that momentum going into our first 1.5-mile track.
All right, I like the pick. But I do think that Ryan Preece is going to be in victory lane with that Hunt Brothers pizza truck. I mean, this guy always dominates when he enters that 17 DGR truck. So I think he's going to be phenomenal this weekend, barring Kyle Busch. Something happens to him, then
he'll be a dominant second place runner. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's for sure. But if something happens to Kyle Busch.
Mistake me if I'm wrong, but last time Ryan Preece stepped in a truck, he won, correct? At Nashville.
I think that was.
You're right. Yep.
He might have gone in like another time or two, but I feel like every time he's gone in that truck, he has looked great. I mean, the guy is one hell of a driver. He's just in the Cup Series, he was just put in a really shit situation. But
get in line, pal. A lot of us were put in shit situations in the Cup Series.
Fuck.
All right, guys, let's move on to the Xfinity side of things. We got the Alsco uniforms, 300-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 are 45 laps each, and the final stage is 110 for a total of 200 laps. Last year's winners, we had AJ Allmendinger in the spring, and then Josh Berry winning in the fall as he was substituting for an injured Michael Annett. It was phenomenal to see that one car in victory lane. And then some notables in this race. You got Ryan Truex. He will be stepping into the 18.
Some notable that is.
And then John Hunter Nemechek, he'll be stepping in the 24 for Sam Hunt Racing. So, Mikey G, who you got to win the Xfinity Series race on Saturday?
All right, so we just got out of talking about the truck series or the Cup Series. Some guys getting put into some shitty situations. I'm going to pick somebody that got put in a pretty sweet situation, really. I'm going with Josh Berry. Josh comes up, runs some races here and there for Junior Motorsports last year. Going to run full-time this year. He's got 2 starts at this racetrack, and one of them's a dub. And I think he finished in the top 10 the other one. So talk about, just coming to a track and getting it done. Josh Berry's been fast. He's going to have some consistency on his side, getting to know his car a little better. I think Josh Berry's going to get it done again at Las Vegas this weekend.
Cool. All right, Nico.
Well, in the last 3 starts here at Las Vegas, this guy's got 3 top 5 finishes. And in the spring race last year, he had to play second fiddle once again in his career. I'm going with the 11 car of Daniel Hemrick. Man, that still sounds so weird to say, the 11 car of Daniel Hemrick. That's going to take some getting used to. But last spring in this race, his now called teammate, AJ Allmendinger won the race, but Hemrick led 74 laps in this one en route to another second place finish. That was probably my first heartbreak of the 2021 season. But yeah, the call cars, they seem to run well at this racetrack, and Daniel, he's showing that he don't give no fucks this year after coming off that championship. So I expect him to be right up at the front, and I think DH gets his first win of 2022 here at Vegas and gets redemption for last year.
I like it. And what I really like too is South Point is back on too with his Xfinity and Cup ride too.
Now that he's driving a Chevy again, he's got South Point back on board with him.
Yep. So cool to see for Daniel. So for my pick for Xfinity, I gotta go with Daniel Hemrick's teammate, the guy who won here last year, Mr. AJ Allmendinger. This guy has just proven over the past few years that he is just not a road course racer, and that he is a threat on the ovals. He's a threat at every track now. So I really do think that he is going to repeat this year and get that back-to-back spring Vegas win. End up in victory lane with that 16, and old Chris Rice is going to give him another big old kiss. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Let's move on. Hey, man, that's Chris Rice for you.
All right.
All right, let's move on to the big race on Sunday, the Pennzoil 400 for the Cup Series. 400-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 are 80 laps each, and the final stage is 107 for a total of 267 laps. Last year's winner, Kyle Larson, Young Money in the spring, winning it, and then Denny Hamlin winning in the fall. Guys, who is your pick to win? I'll start off. I'll go with Kevin Harvick. Past few years, he has looked really good here. 2018 absolutely dominated before they found out that them boys was cheating with the rear window brace failing. But then I love
that was still the best was when he won at Phoenix and
the window. That was the best. Yeah, and just point at me like, see. That
Also,
was
if
one
I
of the
can
best
add,
celebrations.
designing a part to fail is fucking genius. That was just
hey, that's
pay that guy
Rodney, man.
extra.
That's Rodney, man. He's a smart dude. Hey, Kevin got to keep everything. That was before they started taking away all the points and all the money and everything. So he got away with. Wait, no, or was that the year
that
they
was
started
the
doing
encumbered?
it? That was the year they started
because
doing
he
it.
got that
don't
one.
worry.
Yeah,
that
and then
one
Texas
taken away, and then Texas. Yep.
And I never got the Texas
Cheating
Raceway
Kev,
diecast.
man.
Yep.
Well,
Cheating
no
Kev.
need to get it. Yep.
Yep.
That was the
All right.
race where he took a picture with the kid too, right? He
Yep.
took a selfie with the kid, and then
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That kid's older now. He's like, I saw you posted like on Instagram of like a video of him like now, and he was like, it was so cool. I got to take a picture with Kevin. And I was just reading through the comments, and they were just torching this kid. I was like, oh man,
what were they
poor
torching
kid.
him for?
Be like, oh, you weren't with the real winner of the race and all this shit, and just like saying it wasn't legit and all that. Like, poor fucking kid.
Damn.
Kevin Harvick was just trying to make him happy. All right, boys. So who you got to win the Cup race? Nick, let's start off with you, bud.
All right, so this is our third points paying race here of this next gen car. It's still going through some growing pains, but I think one guy who is, I think that's going to be the key here to this West Coast swing is who's going to start to figure these cars out a little bit. And I think one guy who's done that relatively well so far is, unfortunately, the 22 car of Joey Logano. Joey Logano did win the Busch Clash a few weeks back in LA, and this is a very good racetrack for Joey. He's got 2 wins here, 5 top 5s, 8 top 10s, and then again, like I said, it's time for some of these guys to start figuring these race cars out. And I think Joey's already figuring this car out pretty well. So I expect him out front, and I expect the 22 to go to victory lane.
All right, not a bad pick. Mikey G, who you got for Sunday?
All right, fellas, the obvious pick for me should be my boy Ryan Blaney. He's done everything but win here. There's a great track for him. And he'd love the redemption story, but there's somebody who's going to have a little bigger redemption story on Sunday. You done pissed him off, and now he's got to go to victory lane. I'm picking William Clyde Elliott. Going to drive that 9 to victory lane. I can't wait to watch Ian cry on the show next week. His old Choicey boy is rocking in victory lane, baby. Chase Elliott, victory lane. You heard it here first.
We'll see about that. I think Kyle Larson's going to wreck him, and then Chase Elliott's going to throw a bitch fit. He's going to try and wreck him and ruin his race.
And Kevin Harvick's going to be
He'll get away with
21st.
He'll get away with it. Don't worry. He'll get away with it because he's the golden boy.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Man.
I think that's a good point to end the show there. What do you think, boys?
Yeah, I think you've shed enough tears right there. We can move on now.
All right, guys. Well, that will about wrap it up. You guys got anything else to add?
It's the first race in a mile and a half with this next gen car. I'm excited to see how this is going to go. We got 670 horsepower under these engines this time instead of the 550. So I'm expecting another great race here on Sunday, and I'm excited to see if the parity of the top 10 keeps up like it did at Auto Club. Are we going to see some newer teams continue to run up in the top 10? I just think would be so refreshing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and to build off of that, traditionally speaking, the mile and a halves have been the barometer, the measuring stick, if you will, for what kind of season not only is the team going to have, but what we're going to see from the aero package as a whole. Traditionally, the 1.5ers have kind of made up the bulk of the schedule. So if you're good on the mile and a halfers, you're going to have a pretty good season. If you're not, it's going to be a long season. The schedule is a little more broken up than it's been in years past, but you still need to be good on these mile and a halves to have a chance at the championship. So this is the first one of the season. We're going to really see how this new car drives and how it handles, what kind of racing we get. And we're going to see who's real this weekend. Who's got the 1.5 mile speed now? Going to tell us a lot about who we might see come the fall time, battling out for a championship. So really excited to see what we have here this weekend. I think this is going to be a banger.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning into the Stock Car Spectacle. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to follow us on all other podcast platforms. We're on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to check us out there. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We're on there. We always post about when we upload our new shows. Again, make sure to check out our merchandise as well on Spreadshirt.com. And that will wrap it up for us, everybody, for the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
I'm Nick Kinzel.
Take it easy, everybody. Enjoy Vegas.